All right, everybody. Welcome to the Contextual Christian Church Bible Study, where today we're going to read Second Chronicles chapter 25, verses 1 to 13. I'm going to pray it in. Everybody bow your heads. Father, thank you for getting us on this Bible study as today we're going to get into some more wish-washy from tribe of Judah and the king of Judah specifically, and some of the details we're going to get out of that. It'll still be a good Bible study where we can get some lessons out of it and some practice. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, so in our last Bible study, we started off and we ended with which is it's only funny because of how it ended, but King of Judah Joash, and we start to get into the downfall. As soon as the one that's the Jehoiada, the priest, the one that saved him, the one that taught him the ways of God, the one that helped set him up to anoint him as king, as soon as that priest dies, Joash just turns he turns away. He follows other gods and worship other gods and idols. And he goes out of his way to, when Jehoiada's son calls everybody out and let them know, hey, look, you guys are doing the wrong thing. No, come back to God. Come back to God. You had your chance, Joash. You killed Jehoiada's son, the guy that helped you out, saved your life, raised you almost. You killed his son. All of these other things. So, God turned his back on Joash, as he would do anybody who doesn't follow his will, his way, and his rules. Judah's going against Syria. And then Syria comes out, basically wins a battle, takes what they win from it, the spoil and all of that, and they leave him to die of diseases. But he didn't get to die of his diseases. The servants of Jehoiada that were loyal to Jehoiada killed Joash in his bed. And that's what we got to reading on. The downfall of Joash. So, and we also ended with talking about Amaziah, the son of Joash, coming in as king next after Joash. So that's what we're gonna get into for today. Second Chronicles chapter 25. As I'll be the first reader. Let me know, Matt, if all right. Title. There we go. Verses. All right. So in the first section, I'm gonna read Second Chronicles chapter 25, verses 1 to 5. I'm gonna give it a couple seconds. Verse 1. Amaziah was 20 and 5 years old when he began the reign, and he reigned 20 and 9 years in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Jehoadan of Jerusalem. And he did that which was right in the sight of the Lord, but not with a perfect heart. Now it came to pass, when the kingdom was established to him, that he slew his servants that had killed the king his father. But he slew not their children, but did as it is written in the law in the book of Moses, where the Lord commanded, saying, the father shall not die for the children, neither shall the children die for the fathers, but every man shall die for his own sin. Moreover, Amaziah gathered Judah together and made them captains over thousands and captains over hundreds, according to the houses of their fathers, throughout all Judah and Benjamin. And he numbered them from 20 years old and above, and found them 300,000 choice men, able to go to war, that could handle spear and shield. All right, so give me a second. All right, sorry about that. We start off with Amaziah's age, 25 years old when he starts being king, after what I brought up earlier with the death of Joash, and him being, 25 years old when he became king, and he was king for 29 years in Jerusalem. Okay, we got a detail of his mom's name, and it brought up him doing what was right, doing what's good in the eyes of God, but he didn't do it with a perfect heart. Um, and then also him after his kingdom was established, after he set up his king and all of that, and after all that's established, he goes out and kills those servants that had killed his father. But he didn't kill the servants' children, doing what we've read previously in a long time ago, where it talked about one of the like laws or rules in the either Leviticus or Exodus, one of the two we read about, where the kids wouldn't die because of the sins of the father. And the father, well, no, let me double check. Where the Lord command is saying, the father shall not die for the children. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So the father's not going to die because of the children going out doing something reckless, or the children's not going to die because the father did something reckless because of their sins. They're not accountable to their own sins, or not to their
How
own
could
sins,
you
but they're
say
not
that
a.
simply?
How can I say it simply? I could do it in an example. My dad is not accountable to my sins. I'm not accountable to my dad's sins.
It doesn't even need to go that far. You could just say everyone is accountable only to their own sin.
Yeah, I could have said that too. You're right. Everyone's
Good.
accountable to their own sins. And the last thing I need to bring up is King Amaziah bringing Judah together, getting the captains over thousands, over hundreds, um, and he set it up through Judah and Benjamin, and he numbered men but 20 years old and above. It was 300,000. It brought up choice men. Now, I wish I had the note for that one. If I remember correctly, choice men were just select, like they were just select men, like that. I select you, I select you, I select you kind of men, not like just anybody. And they just any 20-year-old. It was a select set of 20-year-olds that can
Yeah.
handle shield and spear and ready to go to war. And that's all I have to bring up for my section.
Select doesn't really give it justice, though. But yes, keep in mind, select could just be it's a chosen one. But choice, think more like steak. Like choice prime rib is not just selected prime rib, right?
It's just
What is
yeah, it's better than the average ones. It's
better?
better than the
Yeah, it's
regular.
the best
Yeah.
ones, the choice ones. In other words, choice, a good way to remember it is it's like saying these are the ones that should be chosen because they're the best. They're the top notch. You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
So that's a good way to look at it there. All right. Good. Otherwise, there was nothing else to add on that. Let me go ahead and switch it to the second section so Thomas can read.
All
Oh,
right.
but before you begin, Charles, if Thomas does a good enough job where I don't need to explain nothing and he finishes it before I could actually bark and read, you go ahead and read the final one.
You got it.
All
Oh
right, go
boy,
ahead,
no
Thomas, when you're ready.
pressure.
Yes.
All right. I'll be reading Second Chronicles chapter 25, verses 6 through 10. Give me a couple. Okay. He hired also 100,000 mighty men of valor out of Israel for 100 talents of silver. But there came a man of God to him, saying, O king, let not the army of Israel go with thee, for the Lord is not with Israel, to with all the children of Ephraim. But if thou wilt go, do it. Be strong for the battle. God shall make thee fall before the enemy. For God hath power to help and to cast down. And Amaziah said to the man of God, But what shall we do for the 100 talents which I have given to the army of Israel? And the man of God answered, The Lord is able to give thee much more than this. Then Amaziah separated them, to wit, the army that was come to him out of Ephraim to go to go home again. Wherefore their anger was greatly kindled against Judah, and they returned home. Hold on one second, my computer screen just talked. And they returned home in great anger. All right, taking it back to 6. So he hires 100,000 men out of Israel. Let me look up valor real quick to explain that. One second.
Don't forget the 4 questions. You have your 4 questions, right?
I do.
All right. Use them.
All right, so another word for strength, mighty. So valor. Hold on one second. Let me go back to the text.
Close, but it's not secluded to physical.
So they're strong minded as well.
Yeah, like strong in will and power. Because if you're a mighty man of valor, well, what is valor? Valor is courageousness. It's not
Okay.
even literally physical. But talking about in the midst of, we're talking about soldiers, we're talking about people of war and all that. So keep that in mind. So when we're talking about mighty men of valor, we're talking about courageous and strong people who are strong both physically and courageously.
Okay,
Brave. Yeah.
so he hires 100,000 mighty 100,000 mighty men who were strong and also courageous out of Israel for just 100 talents of silver. And 7, but there came a man of God to him. Army of Israel, go with thee, for the Lord is. Once again, but there came a man of God to him, saying, O king, let not the army of Israel go with thee, for the Lord is not with Israel, to with all the children of Ephraim. So a man of God ends up coming to the king and telling him to not let the army of Israel go with him. For the Lord, he's not with Israel, but with all the children of Ephraim. Then 8, but if thou will go, do it, be strong for the battle. God shall
Hold
make
on.
thee
You said
fall
Ephraim. Is that what it said? The children of Ephraim?
to with all the children of Ephraim. Let me just look at like, are you talking about the word pronunciation?
Yep.
Ephraim?
It's not Ephraim.
Yeah,
Where's the I?
let me look it up real quick.
Mm-hmm. Remember, what makes the E noise? The I,
The I,
not the
right?
E. So it wouldn't be Ephraim, right?
F
Exactly. So we have,
Ephraim.
there you go.
Ephraim. All right.
Ephraim
Ephraim. Okay.
or Ephraim. Remember I said that before? You can think like a mobster saying, hey, Ephraim.
You did
Ephraim.
say that. You did say that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, back to the text. What was I doing? Okay, let me read 8 one more time. But if thou wilt go, do it. Be strong for the battle. God shall make thee fall before the enemy.
Well,
For
re-explain
God,
7. I want to make sure you got that accurate.
I gotta read it again.
It's
Hold
okay.
on. But there came a man of God to him, saying, "O king." Okay, so we have the man of God uh coming up to the king, and he lets him know. uh, to not let the army of Israel go with thee, for God is not with Israel, but with the children of Ephraim.
Okay, you just reread it. You didn't, but now re-explain it.
So the king
What does it
is
mean to say that the God is not with the children of Israel, but with the children of Ephraim?
that God isn't on their side.
There you go.
So we have this man of God coming to the king, letting him know, like, hey, look, uh, God isn't on this army of Israel's side right now. He's with the children of Ephraim. So I'm just advising you not to go with the army of Israel. And then let me read 8 again. But if thou will go, do it, be strong for the battle. God shall make thee fall before. Can't see the text, Matt. But if
I
thou
meant
will
to
go,
click mute and I clicked the stop video. My bad.
if thou will go, do it, be strong for the battle. God shall make thee fall before the enemy. For God shall power to help. He's like, but if you are gonna go, be strong. Be strong at it in the battle, and God should make the enemy fall before you. For God, He's Almighty. He can do anything. He has the power to do
Wait, it
so.
said that God will make the enemy fall before you.
Wait, make thee fall. Oh, make him fall before the enemy.
Mm-hmm. So is
Oh
he
man,
actually trying to encourage him, or what is he doing?
no, he was warning him like, hey man. So that's the
Exactly.
completely opposite. He was like, but if you are going to go, be strong, man. But I'm gonna let you know right now, God will make you fall before the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
What is a similar type of phrasing that we do today when talking to people ourselves when they're about to do something stupid?
look, I tried to tell you. Uh, you were warned.
Not quite. Close, but not quite. Charles, let's see if you can catch it. A related phrasing that we do today.
Um, True that what we grew up with. If you do this or if you do the other thing or else, you get that broad or else. That was one thing I was thinking
That's
about.
not the same phrasing as here. Where's the or else in here in verse 8?
Say that again. You're
Where's the or else in verse 8?
Oh, that's what you
What about
said.
that is or else?
We'll go and
All right.
yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Go ahead. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know one right now.
So the phrasing that we do today is a phrase that's used in multitude of ways, but it's pretty much the same phrase every time. Go ahead with your bad self. Go ahead and do what you're gonna do. I'm just letting you know it's gonna fail, but yeah, go ahead. Be strong for the battle. Go ahead and do that. Just so you know God's gonna make you fall before your enemy. That's the phrasing. It's not a what if, it's not an or else. It's literally talking smack. Go ahead. Be strong in the battle. Do the thing. You know you're gonna die out, right? You see how that's similar but not the same as what you were saying, Thomas?
Yeah,
All right.
it's the same difference.
Well, because one is talking smack and telling them, go ahead and do it. You know what? I got faith in you. But it's an outright sarcasm. Versus the other is like, hey, look, I'm just trying to give you a peaceful warning. You're going to fail. This ain't no warning at all. He got past the warning. He told him that it's going to fail. Now it's, you know what? Go ahead. You got this. I believe in you. Go be strong. It's more of a sarcastic way of talking smack to let him know, like, bro, I already told you you're gonna fail, but you want to do what you're gonna do anyways. All right, screw it. Go do the thing.
Right. Okay.
So now you see the difference between the two?
Yeah, yeah, I see it now.
All right. Go
So
ahead and
in
continue when you're ready.
so 9, Mazia responds, you're like, so what about the money I just gave the army of Israel? And the man of God's like, dude, just don't worry about that. God can give thee much more than that 100 talents of silver that you gave the army of Israel. Like, would you prefer that or go die? Right. And
Exactly.
then, all right, let me read 10. And the Moses separated them to with the army that was come to him out of Ephraim to go home again. Wherefore the anger was greatly kindled against Judah, and they returned home in great anger. Okay, hold on one second. Let me just gather a little bit more. Okay, so pretty much Amaziah is like, all right, guys, I do appreciate all you guys for showing up, but it's gonna change the plans. Everybody can go back to the place where they came from. Uh, we not gonna press that smoke with Judah. Let's just go home and enjoy our families and whatnot. That's pretty much it.
Good. Only one part you left out.
Was it at the end of 8?
Nope, the end of 10.
10.
They didn't just return.
Oh, in great anger. So they were
Yeah.
routed up, ready to go for war.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess they can take it off on their wives.
Yeah, or something, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's definitely what's going on in that situation. Yeah, they're mad. Like they were sitting here, they're gonna do this great thing. And then it ends up turning out everything gets turned about. That's not what they were planning. That's not what they were trying to do. But that ended up being the end result of it. So when they went back there, they were not happy. Not at all. So good job on that. Not a lot to add. You know, one thing I do want to add though, I was thinking about it. It's an interesting side note to point out that Amaziah, his focus, even though, and we really see the example of what it described of him. Charles, in your reading, how did it describe Amaziah following God?
Described them by following one of the rules that we read about a long time ago about not killing the servants' kids based off the servant's sin or based off
No, 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 no,
servants.
no. That's something he did. Charles, how did it describe him?
As in doing right in the eyes of God, but not being perfect in
There
the
you
heart
go.
with
Now
it.
that's a description. Now, what in this section proves that point?
You asking me the same question, or you're asking me, or you're asking Thomas?
No, no, you.
So in Thomas's section, um, originally he was about to pay Ephraim, but the priest told him, "Hey, no, 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 don't do that. Don't worry about it." Um, but he listened to the priest basically as describing him doing right in the eyes of God, but not being perfect. He was about to do something else, but once he heard from the priest, the actual priest of God, then he changed his decision.
Wait, it's hold on. Did it say that he didn't pay him?
No, I'm not saying about the didn't pay him part. It was well because he was supposed to go to war with Ephraim, but he didn't go to war with Ephraim.
No. But what about this shows that his heart was trying to follow God, but not perfectly?
Let me go back
That's
to
what
the
I asked.
verses. Let me go back. Different chapter.
Let me give Thomas a chance.
Go ahead.
Thomas, what about your section proves the point that even if he is trying to follow God, he is not trying to follow perfectly?
He was more concerned about the money. He
There
needed
you
money.
go. Exactly. He was told not to go to war. And what was his first response, Charles? But what about the money I spent? That is the part that proves that he's not perfectly trying to follow God. Not the part that he wasn't going with Ephraim. How does that show that he's not perfectly trying to follow God, Charles?
Um, I've already lost it, so I don't know at the moment.
Well, this is the thing. He was told not to go against Ephraim because God is with the ones of Ephraim, not with him. But that didn't say anything about him rejecting it or still wanting to go, did it?
No.
Exactly. So the only part that we have that proves the fact that he doesn't have a full heart for God, even if he has some, is the part where it said that he was asking about the money. Now, I'll put that in the question to you, Charles. If I tell you, if like you had spent $1,000, let's just say $1,000 to help me to be able to move into a new spot, and then I come to find that after we move in, 2 days in, we signed everything. There's roaches, there's bed bugs, the place is falling apart. One of the sinks broke within a day, all this. And I tell you, look, I'm going to have to move. And your first response is, well, what about my $1,000? Does that show you have a full focus of trying to help me?
No.
Exactly. But does it show that you have no desire to help me? I think you're
Oh, I'm muted.
Charles.
My bad. Oh, my bad. Yeah, no. It does show desire. Just it ain't the most
Exactly.
important
It
thing.
shows a desire, but that's not the top priority. So now we see as an example from here also what it means to have a perfect heart unto God. And what that means is that you are fully invested in seeking out what God desires. So, Thomas, somebody who has tattoos coming into becoming Christian, what is something they could say or do to show they may have a desire to serve God, but they don't actually want to serve God with their whole heart and mind?
Kind of like I got these tattoos, and God has set me just the way I am. I don't need to get them removed. Or
Exactly.
yeah,
Go ahead with your other you were gonna say, but that's good.
or I'm gonna get tattoos related to godly things. That'll make the difference.
Exactly. I'm gonna have good godly things as my tattoos. I'll just replace them. I mean, God or here's the other thing. God knows my heart, right? God knows my heart. Charles, in the same token, what is something that somebody could say or might do when it comes to drinking that shows that they may have a desire to serve God, but they're not serving him with a perfect heart. They're not fully invested in serving him.
Um, Jesus drunk wine. What's wrong with me drinking and doing what I do?
Nope. Is it a sin to drink wine, Charles?
No, it isn't actually.
So you didn't really think about that response, did you? Try again.
Yeah, I don't have a response then. I don't really have nothing at the moment.
All right. Thomas, can you help him out?
What did he say?
He said, well, Jesus drank wine, so what's wrong with me drinking? But it's
Jesus
not a
didn't-
sin to drink.
Yeah, Jesus didn't drink the whole bottle, and now he standing on tables singing. Oh man, it's just a matter of getting drunk.
No. Okay, I'm going to ask the question again. You guys got to
Oh yeah, go
listen to
ahead.
the question.
My bad. My son walked in.
All right. The question was, when it comes to drinking, what is something someone might say that actually shows they're not trying to serve God with their whole heart, even if they are trying to serve him a little bit?
Even though I drink, I still go to church and I still read my Bible.
No, both of you have the
Man.
same problem. You're making it sound like drinking is a sin. Is drinking a sin?
Nah,
So would that make sense with the question?
let me rebuttal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I may get drunk sometimes, but not all the times. I'm still a man of God. I still go to church. I still read my Bible.
There you go. There you go. That's where it goes. Because it's not about drinking. Drinking isn't a sin, Charles. Being drunk is. So saying Jesus drank, so what's wrong with me drinking? That doesn't put anything in the perspective of trying to make a sin okay. Because it's not a sin to drink. It's a sin to be drunk. You see what I'm saying, Charles?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Now, you guys missed the more obvious one. What about in reverse? Calling something a sin that the Bible does not call a sin. Charles, are you trying to serve God with your whole heart if you're inventing sins that the Bible does not call a sin?
No.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to tee you up for when it came to this. I was trying to tee you up for this one. That, hey, well, somebody, when it comes to drinking, drinking ain't a sin. So what's something somebody could say to try to show that they're not trying to serve God with their whole heart, but trying to do their own thing? Well, the thing that they could do or say is that, well, if you even take a sip, you're trying to get drunk. And so that would mean that you're a sin. Or you're just trying to make excuses so that you could drink and be in sin. Creating a law where there is no law is just as much a showing of not priority of God first as making excuses for things is. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
All right. Now then, and Thomas, you get that too?
Yeah.
All right. Now, uh, let me go ahead and switch it to the final section. In the meantime, does anybody have any comments or questions before I do? I mean, as I switch it to the final section. Now would be the time to raise your hand. All right. Then Charles, go ahead with the final section.
All right. I'll be reading Second Chronicles chapter 25, verses 11 to 13. I'm going to give it a couple seconds. Verse 11. And Amaziah strengthened himself and led forth his people and went to the valley of Salt and smote the children of Seir 10,000. And the other 10,000 left alive did the children of Judah carry away captive and brought them unto the top of the rock and cast them down from the top of the rock, that they all were broken in pieces. Sheesh. But the soldiers of the army which Amaziah sent back, that they should not go with him to battle, fell upon the cities of Judah, from Samaria even unto Beth Horon, and smote 3,000 of them, and took much spoil. Sheesh. So, first part we get into is Amaziah building himself up, strengthening himself, and leading the people we talked about to war, destroying children of Seir, 10,000 of them. He took another 10,000 left alive, did the children of Judah. Yeah, 10,000. He took them to the top of a mountain and pushed them off the top of the mountain. Oh, man, that's brutal. You could have just killed them there. After pushing those in the top of the mountain, next we get into another detail. The soldiers that Amaziah sent back. So that would be the Ephraim, the children of Ephraim. He sends them back, and we already talked about them going back in anger, being mad at Judah. It talks about them being destroyed from Samaria to Beth Horon, 3,000 of them. That's messed up. That's a messed up way to end this. Oh, man. Yeah, that's all I got to say.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward for the final part. So Amaziah,
Wait, no, I do got something to say. So it was when we talked about it earlier, God could have had Amaziah and Judah lost, but they won. So God was really against Ephraim. More
wait,
so.
what?
So what I meant by what I brought up, right? So Amaziah went to war, went to battle. He won the battle. He killed all the people, threw them off on the mountain. But the ones that were sent back, Ephraim, those were the ones that were getting slaughtered and getting messed up and
Ephraim was
everything.
the ones that were sent back?
But the soldiers of the army, which Amaziah sent back, which we already read who they were, the ones that he paid and then sent them back.
Which ones did he separate to send back? I put it back on the screen.
Let me go back to it because we got the name of them. Then Amaziah separated them, to wit, the army that was come to him out of Ephraim.
Separated them to the army. Okay. So who was the one separated? That didn't say who was separated. You forgot the context.
What?
Who,
Then Amaziah separated them. Because to wit would be like to which, right? That was another way of saying to which.
yeah.
To which the army that was come to him out of Ephraim.
Yes. That it didn't say they combined them. So you weren't paying attention when Thomas was reading. Verse
Combine
7.
who, though?
It didn't say combine them. What does separated mean,
Combine who,
Charles?
though?
You're
Because the army
combining
that
them
he
by saying
hired,
you just said that Ephraim, that God protected Ephraim, that he sent them back. Nowhere did it say that Ephraim was sent back. Go back to verse 7.
but there came a man of God to him, saying, O king, let not the army of Israel go with thee.
Pause right there. Which army?
The army of Israel.
Okay. Then the next part.
For the Lord is not with Israel. Then to wit, comma, with all the children of Ephraim.
For the Lord is not with Israel, to which with all the children of Ephraim. So in other words, God is not with the children of Israel in this battle. He's with the children of Ephraim. What does to which mean? To the point of?
Oh yeah, to the point. Yeah, okay. That's where I messed up. To the point of, yeah.
To
That's
which
what I
doesn't
forgot.
mean for, it means to the point of.
To the
So,
point of. Yeah, that's where I messed up. That was my bad then. That's where I messed up.
yeah. So when it says in 10, then Amaziah separated them, to which, or in other words, to the point of the
To the point
army that
of.
was come out to him out of Ephraim. That means that the ones that went with him were those of Ephraim, not the other ones.
Not the other way around. Yeah.
That the other ones went home. So he separated the children, the ones out of Israel, to go home from the ones of Ephraim.
Still there?
Yeah. So
Okay.
then it pointed out, wherefore their anger was greatly kindled against Judah, and they returned home again in great anger.
Yeah, we're talking about a separate group, separate from Ephraim and Judah.
Yeah. So then, as we go forth into this section, and Amaziah strengthened himself and led forth his people and went to the valley of Salt. Now, if we take it from your perspective as they went together, who all is left? Israel and Ephraim were both gone from your perspective of reading. Was there any other soldiers left?
Just the only ones he counted before Ephraim. So for my section, he had counted some from Judah. So I only included Judah in it rather than Judah and Ephraim.
Let me go back to it. It was out of Judah? Read verse 6.
He hired also 100,000 mighty men of valor out of Israel for. Oh, I've separated them, so I didn't add them
So
in
you
mine.
had the Israel, and then from the first section.
From the first section, that's what I was talking about him counting from out
Moreover,
of Judah and
Amaziah
Benjamin.
gathered Judah together and made them captains over thousands and captains over hundreds. So he put them in charge according to the
Right.
house of their father throughout all Judah and Benjamin. And he numbered them from 20 years old and above and found them 300,000 choice men able to go forth to war. So we have Judah there. Yeah.
That's what I was saying. That's what I included in
So
my.
that's so
That's what I
that
was thinking about in my explanation from 11 to 13. Was just
yeah.
Judah, not Judah and Ephraim.
So we go from the Judah part, then we go into here in verse 6. He also hired the 100,000 men of Israel. But then the man of God came, saying, let not the army of Israel go with thee. For the Lord is not Israel, is not with Israel, to which with all the children of Ephraim. To the point with all the children of Ephraim. Then we have in 9 where it goes in, and Amaziah said to the man of God, but what shall we do for the 100 talents which I have given to the army of Israel? And the man of God answered, the Lord is able to give thee much more than this. Then Amaziah separated them, to which the army that was come out to him out of Ephraim, to go home again. So
Yeah, no, that's
he
where that was
separated
my
that
biggest
part
mess up was to
yeah.
wit.
No, I'm saying, but even here where it said that Amaziah separated them to the point that the army that was come to him out of Ephraim to go home again. So he separated them out of Ephraim for them to go home. So their anger was kindled against Judah. So you have Israel mad at Judah for sending them home. They're really
Right.
angry. Then we have the final portion. I didn't mean to click the arrow again. All right. So then Amaziah strengthened himself and led forth his people. So they go there, and the other 10,000 left alive did the children of Judah carry away captive. Now, we're talking about the children of Seir that they carried away captive. But the
Brought that up
soldiers
already.
of, exactly, but the soldiers of the army which Amaziah sent back, that they should not go with him to battle, fell upon the cities of Judah from Samaria even unto Beth Horon, and smote 3,000 of them, and took much spoil. This isn't saying that they died. It didn't say they fell before, it said they fell upon. So even that portion of saying that they had died or had fallen, you got that part wrong. You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
Got to remember the difference between falling upon and falling before. If I fall upon something, what is the imagery showing? Charles?
Oh, that was a serious question. If you
Yeah.
fall upon something, because before is kill, so upon would be.
No, I'm doing this to help you with remembrance with it. Not so just to have the word, but to understand how it means what it means. If I fall upon something, what does that imagery show about me?
Oh, that's what I was
Visually.
trying to think of. That's what I was trying to think about a way to explain that. Because let me write something
It's
down too. While
straightforward. Don't overthink it. Straightforward. What does it show?
towards on.
And if I'm on something, it's what compared to me?
What if
So
it's
if I'm on something, what is it compared to me? It's under me,
I,
Charles.
under you? Okay, I was trying to figure out what you were. Yeah, that's what you got out of that.
That's what I said. Straightforward. Don't overthink it. Straightforward question. If I'm on top of something, it's underneath me. Now, in the aspect of a metaphor, what does it mean for me to be on top of something and something to be underneath me?
Metaphor wise, they're beneath you.
In
Just like you're above them in whatever category they may be
There we
in broad
go.
sense.
I'm standing on top. I'm above. I am successful. They are failure. All aspects of me above that, right? So then, falling upon a city, I have succeeded against the city. You see what I'm saying?
Now I see what you're saying. Yeah.
But if I fall before something, again, the imagery there, falling down in front of something, what does that portray about me?
You
Weakness.
lost.
I
Yeah.
lost. So that's a little something to help keep in mind. Falling upon something means I attacked it. Usually it means I overcame it too, especially in this example here. But falling before something means that I lost to it. I wasn't able to succeed. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I'm writing it down too.
All right. Now then, does anybody have any comments or questions before we pray it out? All right, then Charles, go ahead and pray us out.
All right. Everybody bow your heads. Father, thank you for giving us this Bible study. And I pray that after this Bible study that we continue to get into more of Amaziah and more into his story and his his kingdomhood. And in Jesus' name, amen.
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 All right, good job, everybody. Had a little bit more to work on. Charles, I could tell you were a little bit out of it today. You sound dead tired. I don't know if it was a long day or something. Something to keep in mind when you're going forward. You can't be really focused if you're too tired to think. So if there's something you could do standing up, getting your blood flow going, something to keep you where your energy's up, that'll be good to do in the future reference. Because that was definitely part of your problem today. All right.
You got it.
All right, y'all. Have a wonderful night.